Page 51, The Streets of Loredo. On page 49, they have another little exercise for you to try and figure out what all that stuff is. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask, but yeah, you need to know all that stuff. It's kind of important. Now on page 50, they give you some sight reading stuff, and that's one of the things I really like about this book is all the sight reading they're giving you, because you really need sight reading. It will help you be a better reader of music. It'll help you learn pieces faster and so forth. Now on page 51, they're introducing a new dynamic sign, and I'll talk about that when we get to the dynamics part of this video. So let's just talk about Streets of Loredo. It's 4 lines long, but it has a repeat sign, so we're going to play it twice. You got treble and bass clef, 3/4 time now. It's not 4/4, it's 3/4. We're still in the key of G major. We got 1 sharp in the key signature. Make sure you can do the G major scale. 1 octave up and down is fine, just do that. We have a pickup beat. We're coming in on beat 3. So there should be another measure with 2 beats in it, and there is at the bottom. So that's the first 2 beats, and then this is beat 3. Take it one hand at a time. Make sure we have the notes and the rhythms, the fingering and all that. Right hand, you're here to start. And it's 3, 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm assuming by now you know dotted rhythms. I don't have to keep explaining them over and over. If not, please go back, start the book again and go through it and make sure you understand all this stuff. Again. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 crossover. 1 and then a measure 5. It's a 4 and then a 1. Again, we just changed hand positions on a repeated note. Isn't that nice? I just love it. Let's go down to the last line. Now, there's different fingering styles and different ways of fingering things. I don't like their fingering in this last measure, or this last line here. They're saying to do this, you 3, 2, 1. Now this is fine, no problem there. We can do that. Now we're in this position, and then measure 14 going on is, they want thumb here, and then 3rd finger here. If you got really little hands, this is not a problem. You're going to handle that. But I think it's a rather awkward fingering style, and I'd like to show you a little more advanced. Keep our hand out here. We don't have to come up in here so much. And that is for measure 13. Stay on 2nd finger. Once you're there, in fact, you're coming off of a D. You could play it with 4, 3, 2, rather than 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2. And that way, when you go on, you're in this position. And then just reach down, 2nd finger for the F sharp, and 3, and then thumb. So it's here, 4, 2, 3. I'm basically in this position. I'm just using the 2nd finger, and the 3rd finger is helping me out a little bit. Just a little bit. But I stay out here for the whole thing. Left hand's just got the chords. G chord, D7 chord, 5, 7. And you got in measure 3, you got the chord again, but we're not using the middle note. We don't have to. That's fine. And then going on, it's here, here. You're staying in this position pretty much. Last line, 2nd measure, or measure 14, then you have the 4 chord. We've had that before, and then go ahead and use thumb again. Not the best, but sometimes we have to when chords are involved. Put the hands together. The left hand shouldn't be a problem, it's just dotted half notes. All the stuff going on is in the right hand. Let's go down the last line, measure 13. I'm going to start with 4th finger. Like so. And I'm connecting that right hand all the way across. You can't connect the left hand necessarily, but I'm still connecting the right hand. So you go through, take out the hesitation so it's a nice steady beat. And once you have the notes and the rhythms okay, then we add the articulation. And here it's the slurring. The left hand, you just play it as connected as you can, except for the rest, of course. But the right hand, try and connect. And then lift up. It's like taking a breath. So it's a little bigger silence than you would normally get if you played 2 repeating notes. This is a little longer. Just like to, and then connect it. Lift up. So lift up between the phrases. Dynamics, well, it applies to the melody, which is the right hand, and the first time they want you to play it MF. So you see the MF-P? First time you play it MF, because we're going to repeat it, and the second time you play it P. So the first time it's mezzo forte or moderately loud, that's the melody. And then when you repeat it, you're going to play it piano or soft. Well, they put a PP under the bottom staff. You're going to do that anyway. You keep the chords under the melody, so just keep them really soft. Is all. PP is simply very soft, pianissimo. It's not twice as soft as P. It's just a little softer because we got more P's than this. Just keep it soft. Try and get where you can play the chords softly. I'm using very little weight. It takes some practice. You should do it in both hands. Can you play this soft? How soft can you play them? And don't use the soft pedal. That's cheating. Just soft now. We got to learn to do the hands. Learn to get the hands and the fingers to get this on their own. And that's all. And you do that both times. Keep the left hand under the right hand no matter what. Now, if the first time through, you could probably do the left hand about soft. And then when you repeat it, then you got to go down to very soft. Yeah. Then the speed. Well, they say moderately fast, but this is, I've heard this, depends on the mood you're in, because I've heard it played. That's slow, sort of. Moderately fast would take it out. It's pretty moderate and fast. It's somewhere in there. It has to be accurate, so make sure it's accurate in there. Now, when you repeat it, I told you to end on thumb. You're in position, then to repeat, go back up. There. If you use their fingering, you end on here. You got to reach up one to get there. That's fine. You can do that. A little bit about interpreting. You see at the bottom, the last 2 measures, you get that hairpin, that sideways arrow, means get softer. Well, it helps the first time through because you're moderately loud. You're going to go down to soft, so it's moderately loud. Down to about a moderately soft, you come off, and then when you repeat, you're soft. Okay. The second time through, you're already soft. Where are you going to go? Well, you can go ahead and come down a little bit from... And I suggest you put in a retardato there the second time, not the first, just the second time. Slow down a little bit. You see, it's part of interpreting music. It's not written in, there's no retardato there, but this is a folk song where people would sing it. And sometimes in this, you have a lot of leeway in how you want to do this. So if you feel a retardato there at the end second time, it lets people know you're done. You're not going to repeat it again. I wouldn't do it the first time because you're not done. You're going to keep going. So just keep the tempo going. But when it comes to interpreting music, this is one of the tools you can use. Think about it. Now, if it's classical music or something set, do what the music tells you to do. Don't be taking too many freedoms. But in folk songs or blues and jazz and these kind of things, you can take a little more freedom in that. I'd like to play this with you slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. I am going to do the repeat, so we're going to do it twice. So I'll give us 2 counts because we kind of went on beat 3. So I'm going to go ready, go. And then we go. Ready, go. And 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 2. 1 and 2 and 2. And 2. Repeat.